Stony Brook has allowed me to spend time talking and thinking. It allowed me to say, what's a new problem? How am I going to solve it? And most importantly, it allowed me to be creative in my thinking.
Stony Brook is a great institution. It provides a wide range of different topics and different areas at the highest levels of academic achievement.
Stony Brook University is also the home to a very vibrant, a very dynamic center for Hellenic studies. They connect us to the broader community around us.
There are many excellent opportunities that Stony Brook provides to students.
They have a lot of shadowing opportunities and clinical interactions that will allow them to make a choice as to what career path they want to go into.
The impact of the endowment on Stony Brook really relates to the ability to accelerate the integration of research into our clinical and educational programs.
This endowment allows us to be more creative, more exploratory, and more fundamental in our research.
It will reinforce the economic department's momentum. It signals that what we do here matters.
I'm very humbled to hold the Lena Obeid Endowment. She was just an incredible physician, scientist, and mentor, and that's what I try to exemplify in my career.
I feel privileged because I have known Dr. Ricara, so it's a great honor for me to get this endowment.
Peter Tzandé's presence at our events sends a strong message to our students that what they study matters and that the entire Greek American community is deeply invested and they deeply care.
The Knapp family is one of the best resources we have here, not only at Stony Brook, but at Long Island. They are uniquely suited to see what we're doing and make a difference.
They've given very generously to the medical school, to the hospital, and to Stony Brook University.
Just want to thank the Della Pietra family for making this endowment possible. The endowment support will be really powerful because AI is moving so quickly. There will be new ideas, new challenges that emerge.
The law firms are ready to intervene, to give advice, to give support, but also participate with us in our successes, in celebrating our achievements.
Marilyn Simon's vision transformed our department and set us on a path of excellence and leadership.
Her gift to the Department of Economics has helped the life of our graduate students.
I'd like to thank the Simons family for their visionary endowment that enabled my team and myself to join this vibrant community where clinical education and research priorities all work together to improve the well-being of the communities that we serve.
I'm very grateful to Jim and Marilyn Simons for making this possible. It takes a village to be able to bring our scientific community together.
Please welcome the Stony Brook University faculty and leadership. Please welcome Provost Carl Lejuez.
Good morning, esteemed colleagues, honored guests, and most importantly, our distinguished faculty. I am Carl Lejuez, Provost and Executive Vice President, and it is my honor to welcome you today to this investiture ceremony. We have come together today to do something special and important to celebrate our faculty for their dedication, determination, and commitment to excellence. The faculty we have come together to honor today represent the best of what Stony Brook has to offer. Their work represents the best of what an elite, comprehensive university can be: impactful, forward-looking, and engaged in real-world needs. These faculty are leading their fields, inspiring generations of students, and are the future leaders and problem solvers of our society. The faculty we invest today are more than preeminent researchers and scholars, however. Their dedication to teaching and mentoring is inspiring generations of students who will someday add their own ideas and innovations to the world. The commitment to Stony Brook continues to contribute to our reputation as an engine of social mobility and of innovative excellence. I want to thank each of you for your tireless efforts in service of your fields, your students, and your university. I also want to thank our donors for their tremendous support of all we do and all we will continue to do as New York's #1 public university. In a few moments, you'll see the impact of your generosity and your investments in the groundbreaking work happening here at Stony Brook. But before we get started, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce and welcome Stony Brook University's president, Andrea Goldsmith.
Thank you so much, Carl, and good morning. I am truly honored to join you for this year's Stony Brook University Investiture ceremony. It's a special day, as today we recognize our distinguished faculty whose groundbreaking work defines Stony Brook's excellence and who are at the intellectual heart of this special university, the SUNY flagship and the #1 public university in the great state of New York. As Provost Lejuez said in his remarks, the scholars we honor today embody our bold aspirations to make Stony Brook one of the best universities in the nation and in the world. In a few moments, you will learn more about the remarkable cohort of faculty being invested today as endowed chairs. But before we celebrate these faculty and their incredible accomplishments, I want to acknowledge our remarkable donors here today who help us to recruit and retain exceptional faculty through these prestigious endowed positions. I want to personally thank each one of you who has created the Stony Brook endowed positions we are investing today. You made this possible. So I'd like to acknowledge Bill and Jane Knapp. Thank you so much. Dave and Michelle Knapp. Thank you so much. Danielle Knapp San Giovanni and Jesse San Giovanni. Dr. John Ricotta. Peter Santos. And the Della Pietra family. I also want to thank Marcia and Henry Laffer, Marilyn Simons, and the Simons Foundation, who also were unable to join us today, but who are also responsible for these endowed positions. Please join me in a round of applause to recognize these generous supporters and the transformational impact of the endowed chairs that they have created. Your partnership sustains the work of our faculty and empowers Stony Brook to recruit and retain exceptional scholars across all disciplines. It is because of you that we are accelerating discovery, building our faculty to educate and to advance the frontiers of knowledge in more dimensions, and catalyzing research excellence by empowering the remarkable people who drive it. On behalf of all of us at Stony Brook, thank you for your trust in our mission and our future and for your investment in it. Thank you so much. We are so indebted to you. So it is you who help us to recruit the brilliant minds that we are here today to celebrate. These faculty are tackling humanity's most urgent challenges through their research and its impact. They are inspiring our students through their teaching and their mentorship, and they are strengthening our position as New York's leading public university, #1 in New York State. Now, in my recent State of the University address, I spoke about accelerating our excellence across all dimensions of education, research, clinical care, innovation, and service to our community, the state of New York, the country, and the world. These distinguished faculty that we celebrate today are essential to realizing this vision. We're so grateful for the generosity of our supporters, those here today in person or in spirit, who established the endowed professorships these remarkable faculty hold. These endowed professorships help elevate their prestige and their visibility, as well as that of our university. So it is now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Ellen Pikitch, our endowed professor of ocean conservation science and executive director of the Institute for Ocean Conservation Science. Dr. Pikitch exemplifies the scholarly excellence and real-world impact that defines our university at its best. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Pikitch to the stage.
Thank you so much, President Goldsmith. And let me extend a very warm welcome to everyone who's here today. I have to say I am so honored to be here and to be able to celebrate our soon-to-be invested endowed positions. And also I want to extend my thanks for the vision and generosity of our donors. I'm going to talk today about the idea of risk and how sustained philanthropic support can help us take big risks. So I look at an endowed professorship as really being a catalyst. It gives a person the freedom to explore big, bold ideas. But when we push beyond the boundaries of the known, there's an element of risk. And things might not always go the way that we expect they will. But it's important that we embrace that risk, because only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far we can go. So I'd like to share with you a story of the way in which sustained philanthropic support has helped me by giving you a personal story. And I'm going to speak about my work in a place called Shinnecock Bay. Shinnecock Bay is on the south shore of Long Island. It used to be a vibrant ecosystem of great ecological, economic, cultural, and spiritual importance. But by the time I got to Stony Brook in the year 2008, it was a very degraded place, and it was in a state of deep decline. In fact, for decades before I arrived, Shinnecock Bay was plagued by harmful algal blooms, including brown tides, pictured here. They actually are brown. I always say it looks like someone spilled a cup of coffee on the bay. And also red tides, which can be fatal to humans. Why were these occurring? Largely because of failed septic systems, which leached nitrogen and phosphorus. These are things that we often think of as nutrients, but these nutrients actually fueled harmful algal blooms. The bay also experienced a severe loss of seagrasses, A lot of that was because of the brown tide. Seagrasses are plants. They rely on sunlight to grow. And the brown tide obscured that sunlight. And so the seagrass died. And with that, the areas that are important for the nursery areas, the feeding areas for the fish and other wildlife in Shinnecock Bay. It's a sad story, but our clam population had also collapsed. At one time, the clam population in Shinnecock Bay was not only of regional significance, excuse me, but also of national significance, with a large share of the clams that were being sold and consumed in the United States coming from this bay. But overfishing drove the near extinction of clams from Shinnecock Bay. So obviously we have a very degraded ecosystem that faced us in 2008. And the science was very clear on what caused the problems. But what would it take to fix the problems? That was a lot less clear. We had some ideas, but we weren't sure if they would actually work. We decided to give it a try. So the cornerstone of our approach was something that I call hard clam sanctuaries. These are areas where we planted hard clams in high densities, and these clams filter the water. They remove the nitrogen and the phosphorus that would fuel the harmful algal blooms. And we did this to restore the natural filtration capacity to clean the water. Now, initially, when we started the project, I told you we had some ideas. And this is to point out that not everything, not everything we did actually worked. So we started out by planting what we call seed clams. These are small clams, and we used these because they were donated to us. They were very small clams, but they were free. And we planted these seed clams in various parts of Shinnecock Bay. A few months later, we put on our scuba gear. We went down to check out, how are our seed clams doing? And guess what? They were all gone. They'd been eaten by crabs and fish that lived in the bay. So we took a deep breath. We had to explain this to our donors, of course. And we thought, okay, we're going to have to buy big clams. And that's going to cost a lot more money. And we're going to have to raise more money. But we decided, let's give that a try. And luckily, we were able to raise the money. Our donors stood by us. And we planted large adult clams in Shinnecock Bay. And we started to see results, little by little. The brown tides, which used to take up the bay most of the summer, started to be shorter and shorter in duration. And one year, after about 5 years, there was no brown tide at all. And we asked ourselves, wow, is this something that'll last, or is this just a fluke? Only time would tell. And it turned out that within 10 years, it was clear that the restoration had succeeded. We had eliminated brown tide. Okay, so from an early failure was born a big success. So whereas for years, for decades, Shinnecock Bay looked like this most of the year, it now looks like this. In 2022, Shinnecock Bay was designated as a global hope spot by the organization Mission Blue. This puts Shinnecock Bay in the same league as iconic places such as the Galapagos Islands, the Ross Sea in Antarctica. There are only about 150 of these hope spots all around the globe. So it's a very special designation for us. And now, Shinnecock Bay serves as a beacon of hope, not just locally, but also globally. And we're inspiring others to take hope, to have hope and to take action. We've inspired at least 2 other hope spots that we know directly were the proposal to designate them was inspired by the work in Shinnecock Bay. Because what we showed is that it is possible to turn some of the harm around that we've done to this planet. It's not too late. We can change things. But it takes good science, it takes support, it takes perseverance, and maybe a little bit of luck too. The Chesapeake Bay Hope Spot, which was just designated as a Hope Spot this year, is being headed by a Stony Brook alum who worked on the Shinnecock Bay Restoration Program and is using the techniques that we use in Shinnecock Bay to help restore Chesapeake Bay. So returning now to the idea of philanthropic support and science and risk. Science and scholarship thrive when we're willing to step into the unknown. Endowed support is a bridge that enables us to take that big step. An endowed professorship is an honor, and it's also an invitation. And I really encourage all of you, especially you newly soon to be endowed professors, to take this invitation and embrace it. Dream bigger, ask the bold questions, pursue projects that seem just beyond your reach, and leave a mark that will endure, even if it means the possibility of a setback or even a failure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Please welcome back Provost Carl Lejuez.
Thank you, Dr. Pikitch. That was a really inspiring presentation, and we are just very proud to have you among our faculty. So, as a researcher, leader, and mentor, when we think about Dr. Pikitch's work, she is inspiring the next generation of scientists. We are honored to benefit from your vision and all you have done to really build a community of scholars in your research lab, in SOMAS, and be part of that throughout the whole university. Thank you very much. And what a picture. It was just amazing to be able to put it that way, so thank you for doing that. So now is a very exciting time where we begin the presentation of medals. I'm pleased to welcome Dr. David Robel, who will introduce our first round of faculty from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Thank you, Provost Lejuez. It's my honor to introduce our first group of endowed faculty members this afternoon. Our first faculty member from the College of Arts and Sciences is Juan Carlos Conesa. Please join me in watching a brief video highlighting his achievements.
The focus of my research is macroeconomics, things like economic growth, understanding the evolution of inequality, and so on and so forth. Currently, I have 2 main research projects ongoing. One is related to the evolution of income and wealth inequality in China. We built a large-scale computational model of the Chinese economy, and we use that model as a lab in order to understand certain counterfactuals. What would have happened if there had been less migration? What would have happened if the reforms had taken a different form, and so on and so forth? The second is a project about the impact of household composition. Nowadays, people marry less, highly educated, highly productive individuals marry other highly educated, highly productive individuals, and the opposite on the other side of the income distribution. So what that generates is a large increase in the inequality across households. If we can convince students that these topics need their attention, if they understand that the choice of fiscal policy is very relevant for economic growth, then we would call that success.
Dr. Canesa, please join me on stage. Dr. Canesa, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of economics, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the endowed chair for applied economics and public policy. Our next faculty member in the College of Arts and Sciences is Mahai Manea. Let's take a moment to view a short video celebrating his achievements.
I'm drawn to this work because we live in markets that are increasingly interconnected. A hospital merger in one city can affect health insurance premiums 3 states away. And the key question is, how do market forces shape the balance of bargaining power and the partnerships that form an equilibrium? I am really excited to bring game theory into this endeavor. My game theory models reveal the architecture of bargaining power, who partners with whom, and how profits are divided in every partnership. This allows us to analyze how changes in the market, such as mergers, antitrust policy, healthcare regulation, reshuffles partnerships and shifts value to the network. This endowment support allows me to focus on my research on bargaining between health insurance companies and healthcare providers. Growing concern among policymakers is that health insurance plans are too narrow, so they provide access to too few hospitals and doctors. Health insurers claim that maintaining these narrow networks intensifies competition and allows them to negotiate better deals. My research suggests that this claim is overstated, and threats of more extensive exclusion does not actually improve the insurer's bargaining power. My goal is to untangle the strategic mechanisms behind these headlines and guide decisions to make markets fair, resilient, and efficient.
Dr. Manea, please join me on stage. Dr. Manea, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of economics, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the endowed professor for the Department of Economics. Our next faculty member is Dr. Simos Zenios. Please join me in watching a short video highlighting his achievements.
Long Island and New York in general is home to a large and very dynamic Greek American community. It is very important for our students because they have the opportunity to see that what they study and what they learn, it's not simply academic topics on history and literature, but it's something that resonates very deeply in their lives, in the heritage and the history and the personal journeys of their own communities. My specialization is in comparative approaches to 18th and 19th century Greek and European literature and culture, the ideas, the philosophy and the political text around the Greek Revolution in 1821. It's really a question about how ideas change when times are volatile, how cultural forms are adapted to shifting borders, how do they change when we have even changing perceptions of temporalities. What does it mean to be modern? What does it mean to inherit the past? How do you engage with these questions? So the resources this endowment provides make a real, tangible difference. They really help us put modern Greek studies on the map. They do have a real effect on students. They have more opportunities to connect with the Greek American community, but also other academic and student communities. And they also have the opportunity to see humanities in action, which I think is vital to the mission of any university that aspires to offer a full education to its students. This endowment really establishes a legacy for the future of Hellenic studies for the next generation.
In 2013, Peter Santes, with matching support from George Tunis and his family, established the Peter Santes Professorship in Greek Literature and Language to advance academic excellence in teaching, education, and research related to Hellenic studies. Mr. Santes made this gift in honor of his parents, Sophia and Vasilios, and in gratitude to the family who brought him to the United States in 1951. This endowed position and all of the generous support Mr. Santes has provided over the years reflects a lifelong dedication to sharing Greek culture and inspiring future educators. It's my pleasure to invite Peter and Sophia Santes and Dr. Zenios to the stage. We'd like to present the Santes family with this medal in recognition of their extraordinary generosity and splendid support of excellence in teaching, research, and scholarship. Dr. Zenios, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of Greek literature and language, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the Peter Santes Professor in Greek Literature and Language. And now, please welcome Andrew Singer, Dean of the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Rebel. It's my pleasure to introduce Gabor Balaji. Please join me in watching a brief video highlighting his extraordinary accomplishments.
I would like to find new ways to understand and treat cancer. I'm hoping to create a bridge between physics and biology that's relatively easy to understand. Synthetic biology is a relatively new field in biology. It's about engineering biological systems, creating new biological entities that didn't exist in nature. And evolutionary biology refers more to how life got to the current state in which it is. But interestingly, you can combine the two. You can create new systems from genes that didn't exist before in nature and let them evolve in living cells, seeing how they change, how the cells adapt to conditions that we impose. So I'm trying my own ways to come up with solutions or new understandings, new tools that help us understand cancer. Because these synthetic gene circuits are perturbation tools. You can use them to talk to cancer cells in a way, interrogate them in their own language. Because we can treat cancers with drugs, but that's killing them. To find out why they do what they do, it's better to speak their own language and get their answers back that we can analyze, understand with quantitative methods, methods of physics, math, and computation. I would like to contribute to some kind of cancer medicine that's new and our research facilitated. That would be hugely rewarding if that happens.
Dr. Balaji. Dr. Balaji, will you please join me on stage? Dr. Balaji, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research and honors your exemplary service to the field of physical and quantitative biology and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the Henry Laufer Endowed Professor of Physical and Quantitative Biology. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Bill Wertheim to the stage.
It is my pleasure to introduce our next endowed faculty members, Dr. Sharon Nachman and Dr. Peter Igarashi. Before we invite them to the stage, let's watch a brief set of videos highlighting their extraordinary accomplishments.
Everything that I do translates into something being healthier, better outcomes for our children. It could be anything from getting an antibiotic licensed so that children will not die from an infectious disease, to getting a new vaccine license, as well as things that affect pregnant women, understanding can they transmit infections and how to prevent that. That means you have to know a lot about the disease, you have to know a lot about the medication that you're using, and really understanding who's the right person to give the vaccine to and at what age. When I think about the next set of challenges, believe it or not, I think about global climate changes, and I think about the mosquitoes that are coming to Long Island. Are they going to bring us dengue? Are they going to bring us chikungunya? I do think about what's the next pathogen that we're going to have to prevent. How do we look for it now? How do we design the right protocols now so by the time that pathogen gets to us, we're prepared? I love a puzzle. I love thinking about the what ifs and how comes, and I like being a detective. And infectious disease, particularly pediatric infectious disease, often our children don't necessarily give us the answers we're looking for, really is all about solving the puzzle and doing a good job, and also understanding there's more than one answer to solving that puzzle.
What attracted me to medicine in the first place was the combination of science and service, scientific discovery that leads to benefits for people. Mentoring is a key part of academic medicine. It's a role that I have enjoyed very much, serving as both a mentor and a mentee to help foster and nurture the career development of faculty who I've had the privilege of working with. So when I heard about the opening for the dean position, I was intrigued because it represents an opportunity to really take advantage of the scientific horsepower that is available at Stony Brook and apply it to patient care, and clinical medicine. My goals with this endowment are to accelerate the integration and expansion of research in our other missions, whether it's community outreach, medical education, clinical practice. We want to provide something for our residents of Suffolk County that they can't get in our existing community hospitals. Access to clinical trials, access to the very subspecialized expertise of faculty physicians that would not be available more broadly to help patients receive the best patient care.
The Knapp Sweezy Foundation's decades-long support of Stony Brook University has impacted so many areas, including, but not limited to, endowed professorships and chairs, Renaissance School of Medicine, and Stony Brook Children's Hospital. In addition to their extremely generous donations, Knapp family members contribute their time to Stony Brook by participating on the Stony Brook Foundation Board, Stony Brook Medicine Advisory Board, Stony Brook Children's Hospital Advancement Council, Women's Leadership Council, and Alumni Association. It's my pleasure to invite Michelle and Dave Knapp, Danielle Knapp Sangiovanni, Bill and Jane Knapp, and Drs. Nachman and Igarashi to the stage. We'd like to present the Knapp family with this medal in recognition of their extraordinary generosity and splendid support of excellence in teaching, research, and scholarship. Dr. Nachman, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of pediatric medicine, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as Knapp Endowed Chair in Pediatrics. Dr. Igarashi, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of medicine, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the Knapp Endowed Dean of the Renaissance School of Medicine. It is my pleasure to introduce Dean Peter Igarashi to continue with the Renaissance School of Medicine endowed faculty members.
Thank you, Dr. Wertheim. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Robbie Scher. Please join me in watching a brief video highlighting his achievements.
A vascular surgeon in many ways is a fancy plumber, for the lack of a better term. Blood vessels like pipes can block and cause all sorts of problems when they do, and a vascular surgeon can fix that. But more than that, it's really a full-fledged approach to treat vascular disease, starting with prevention, medical therapy, maybe vascular intervention and surgery, and follow-up for the lifespan of the patient. The focus of my research is trying to make a public health impact on patients who present with vascular disease. On a global scale, this means looking at large data set analyses to make an impact on the outcomes of patients with different vascular pathologies. My hope is to increase the Stony Brook visibility, not just on Long Island as it pertains to vascular disease, but also on the national scene. We are trying to put together multidisciplinary centers of clinical excellence. For example, we finalized the programmatic development of an aortic awareness day, which will feature the multidisciplinary aortic center between vascular surgery, cardiac surgery, and cardiology. So there's a lot of exciting things that are underway, a lot of enthusiasm, and I just hope to continue doing that work and hopefully elevate it to the next level.
With a deep commitment to advancing surgical education and patient care, Dr. John Ricotta made a generous gift, alongside other supporters, to establish the John J. Ricotta Endowed Professorship in Vascular Surgery at Stony Brook Medicine. This endowed position honors Dr. Ricotta's legacy as a transformative leader who expanded surgical training programs, elevated faculty excellence, and pioneered one of the nation's first integrated vascular surgery residencies. His dedication to mentoring future physicians and strengthening the academic mission ensures that innovation and excellence in vascular surgery will continue to thrive at Stony Brook for generations to come. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Ricotta and Dr. Scher to join us on stage. Dr. Ricotta, we'd like to present you this medal in recognition of your extraordinary generosity and splendid support of excellence in teaching, research, and scholarship. Dr. Scher, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of vascular surgery, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the Dr. John Ricotta Endowed Professor in Vascular Surgery. Our next faculty member is Dr. Susan Hedayati. Please join me in watching a brief video highlighting her achievements.
What drew me to the field of clinical investigation is really that interaction with the patient. I joined Stony Brook because I had reached a point in my career that I wanted to make a larger impact. I'm here to lead other physician scientists, investigators, and clinician educators to be able to make a difference in patients' outcomes through discovery and innovation. One thing I'm doing in my role as a Vice Dean for Research for the Renaissance School of Medicine is to bolster our physical as well as scientific infrastructure for clinical trials, which goes beyond my work in patients with chronic kidney disease and allows other investigators that are doing clinical trials in areas such as dementia, Alzheimer's disease, cardiovascular disease, pulmonary and infectious diseases, and other disciplines to bring innovative therapies to our patients here at Stony Brook and beyond. One of the projects that we just finished is a 6,000 square foot state-of-the-art clinical trials unit in the Comac Advanced Specialty Clinic. It's very strategically placed, so it'll allow us to have more of a patient outreach, to be able to recruit patients in the community into these clinical trials and hopefully make a difference. I'm very grateful to be able to serve in this way.
Dr. Hedayati, please join me on the stage. Dr. Hidayati, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service in the field of biomedical research, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the Lena Obeid Chair in Biomedical Research. Our next faculty member is Dr. Joe Verghese. Let's take a moment to watch a video recognizing his exceptional work.
The U.S. population is growing older, especially in the communities we serve in Suffolk County and neighboring counties. There is a real urgency to tackle major diseases of aging, such as Alzheimer's, trying to prevent falls, trying to prevent frailty. It was an exciting opportunity to come to Stony Brook and impact care of older people. That's the focus of our research, is to try and improve health and well-being of older adults. And we hope to do it by combining research along with clinical care and education. For instance, we're currently doing a clinical trial where we are trying to address the issue of what to do when older people present with cognitive concerns in a primary care clinic. We showed that using a simple 5-minute tool, we could improve detection, but also guide primary care physicians as to what the next step would be. We also want to understand why people are at risk of certain conditions like frailty or falls. And finally, we would like to do interventions that can actually affect the course of cognitive decline. Some of the interventions that we've developed is looking at brain games to improve cognition. I'm particularly interested in non-pharmacological approaches to prevent dementia. And in this context, we've explored activities like dancing, as well as exercise as a preventive method to reduce risk of dementia in older adults. This is a great educational opportunity to train the next generation of neurologists, geriatricians, and internists to take care of these conditions as well.
Dr. Verghese, please join me on stage. Dr. Verghese, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of neurology, and acknowledges the distinction you bring to the university as the endowed chair of neurology. It is now my pleasure to welcome Provost Lejuez back to the podium.
Our final faculty member this afternoon is Dr. Lav Varshney. Please join me in watching a brief video highlighting his research.
It seems like artificial intelligence is really taking the world by storm. It's being applied in nearly every industrial and societal sector. What I'm aiming to do is really help that diffusion, in addition to innovation in the core of AI. I think one of the key societal challenges is the use of AI in critical infrastructure, whether it's water and wastewater treatment or transportation or the energy grid. We're deploying these technologies and they make things smart, but we also want to be smart and secure. Secondly, I think creativity is really kind of often thought of as the pinnacle of human achievement. And so how can AI play a role that preserves human creative control and yet allows everyone to be creative and, in fact, allows everyone to monetize their creativity? I'm really excited to be at Stony Brook. As part of starting the AI Innovation Institute, the goals are really to drive research across campus, but also how to spread it into the various disciplines while respecting their disciplinary core. In my own research, I'm interested in the question of how information is related to intelligence. And so how do we think about the nature of intelligence in a very fundamental way, whether it's biological intelligence or bioengineered or artificial intelligence? A lot of these AI technologies are surprisingly effective at a lot of tasks, but we still don't know necessarily why. And so digging into those questions is really compelling.
Longtime Stony Brook supporters Stephen and Pamela Hurst Della Pietra and Vincent Della Pietra and Barbara Amundsen's establishment of the Della Pietra Infinity Chair has allowed Stony Brook University to advance excellence in artificial intelligence and foster interdisciplinary collaboration across campus. Their visionary gift created a prestigious endowed position designed to attract world-class faculty whose research and teaching push the boundaries of their fields. Dr. Lavarshni embodies this mission, leading the innovative AI research that will shape the future of technology and discovery at Stony Brook University. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Varshni to join me on the stage. Dr. Varshni, Stony Brook University proudly recognizes your outstanding contributions in teaching and research, honors your exemplary service to the field of AI, and acknowledges the distinction that you bring to the university as the Della Pietra Infinity Chair. So please join me in one more round of applause for today's honored faculty. This ceremony is an excellent reminder of all our faculty are supporting and contributing to our state, our region, the nation, and the world. Thank you all for joining us today.